What's good, everybody? It's Juni here, the Mambo King. You already know. Chee, you done know. Shout out to all my peoples, Florida, New York, Nigeria, Colombia. I got love for everybody. Also, shout out to my promoter, CEO Ish, and my partner, Nick Regardi. We're doing big things. And shout out to Mikey T, the movie star. We are coming to you live from Report Card Radio. Bim, you done know.
So, Juni, I want to ask you, how did you actually get started in music?
So, I think it was like I was 13 or 14, wilding out, experimenting with life. And I started freestyling with my friends, we would meet up, hang out, freestyle over beats. And I just always had a love for music, I grew up listening to a lot of music. My first real music that I was listening to heavy was like rock, Led Zeppelin, all that stuff. Metallica, all And then later on, Beatles was like one of my biggest favorites. Later on, I got heavily into hip hop and rap. Tupac, Biggie, all those people. They're really powerful beings with powerful music. And it just it definitely birthed something that was there originally from God. Of course, I'm not saying that they influenced me or they helped me. That was something that was inside of me that was awoken by listening to it for sure. And yeah, man. I mean, I've only been a recording artist for since last year, June. But I've been making music for 7 years now.
So take me into it, man. When did you actually step in the first booth? When did you play your first instrument?
My dad has been doing music for decades now. He used to be a famous b-boy in Queens. He's traveled for his dancing and stuff 20 plus years ago, 30 plus years ago. And yeah, he has a whole studio. He taught me a lot about music production, mixing and mastering. He gave me all the classes, the lessons. I would watch them and just learn. And it got to a point where I started really learning it, compression, EQ, all that stuff. And I never went to actual school for music. I just literally stayed at home and studied hours after day after day, just perfecting it. And he bought me my first studio, computer. He hooked it up because he's a computer technician, and I was actually going to go to school. I went to school, it's a trade school for computers, and I was going to do that. I was going to go down that path, and something was just don't do that. It's not what you're supposed to do. So I didn't, and this is where I'm at. But definitely my dad. My dad's a big role in that. He helped me get my studio. He helped me get my mic, everything. My first studio set up, home studio.
And you said you just started recording within the last year or so.
So I've been recording for the past 5 years with a very close friend of mine named Brendan. We started making Christian hip-hop together. We went to the same church, and it was just great. It was so fun. And we would make hits, man. He would step up in the booth. I'd be like, nah, do it like this. And then it would just be finesse. I helped him out a lot, suggesting hooks and verses and stuff. I've definitely had an ear for melody for a while now. A good 8 years, I would say. Just had an ear for melody. And I think the art of creating melodies that human beings is so important in the songwriting game. It's really about melodies that people can have a home with. It's crazy how a melody is what attaches someone to a single. Just a little you know what I'm saying? Just that is oh my gosh, I'm listening to that song just for that one part. And then so what do? They repeat it in something called a hook. Why? Because you get hooked to it. It's just, music is really just melodies and repetition. It's great stuff.
What are some of the biggest inspirations you draw from music?
I want to say right now, mainly Afrobeats. Everyone that's killing it right now. Wande Cole, Wizkid, Burna Boy, Stanley Eno, BM, Davido, Olamide, Fireboy, the top African artists, man. Even Rema, he's 18 years old. He's a hit maker right now. He's the youngest kid to be blowing up in the Afrobeat market. Even classics like legends like Fela Kuti. Fela Kuti was a big time artist, Afrobeat, African jazz, and he was also a revolutionary. He was a political activist. He wrote songs and spoke about what was going on in Nigeria. He talked about what was happening. Corruption has been prominent in Nigeria for a while now. So he shed light to that, and I think that's something that I definitely want to do in my music. I already do it. My new single, Grind, I talk about just society and what's going on, you know? Like the class war, you know? Classism, racism, which is classism literally. But anyways, it's another discussion for another day.
So since you dug into it a little bit, tell me about the new single, Grind.
Grind is fire. That song's crazy. I wrote that song like, 2 years ago with my boy, Josh Norman. He got on the guitar. We wrote it in his crib. We were having a good time. And like I just translated it to the studio. I had written that a while ago. Weeks prior to us having that little session at his crib with me and the guitar. And I just was like, yo, I want to make a song. Like I just knew that the song was going to get right to the point. It's like some people have everything they want in life. Some people stay out on the streets at night. Captivating line. Captivating, like just get them right away. Boom, truth, deep, what's up, listen. And then just making it a full song. Which I feel like even the one that I put out on iTunes is not even like the final version. I feel like that version is too long. I want to cut it down a bit. I will do that. But I definitely put it out there just, you know, to get that response. And people are definitely loving it. It's a dope track. And I'm excited for what's going to happen.
What advantages come with speaking two languages? Does it give an artist help with the grind?
Definitely, man. Definitely. I have healthy relationships with people in Colombia right now because I was able to articulate myself. And these are people with a lot of money, like millionaires. Some of them are my family members. I'm able to articulate myself to them because I honestly really made the effort to learn Spanish in the last 6 months. Like, I'm being honest, I was able to understand very small amount of Spanish for the past couple years because I never really tried to learn until these past 6 months, which I know is for a reason. Like, I didn't even try; it just kind of happened, and now I'm using it way more. I just moved to Florida. There's mad Hispanic people. I'm always talking in Spanish. A lot of times you find people in Florida that only speak Spanish, and you have to like just, you know, talk to them and stuff. So, I mean, Spanish is the language of love, you know. Hispanic people are beautiful, you know. Learning other languages as well, like Yoruba, it's and Igbo, it's Nigerian native languages of their top tribes. And also I'm trying to learn French soon. I have a lot of fans who are French, like a lot. It's crazy. They're like, they speak to me in French, and I'm like, I have to go and translate and reply. Like, I literally get like at least 5 messages from French people every day about my music. Like, oh, I love your music. It's crazy. But yeah.